The ability to connect to a database and display the results is probably one of the most compelling reasons for learning PHP, and working with the database is what this chapter is all about. Throughout the chapter, we'll be working with the Mixed Arrangements page in the Hansel and Petal site. It currently contains 24 small images with accompanying captions that are hard-coded into the HTML. Clicking one of the images loads a dummy page for a description of the flower arrangement. By the end of this chapter, we'll have converted both pages so they draw content from a database. The database system that we'll be using is MySQL, which its website describes as the world's most popular open-source database. And no wonder, it's powerful and relatively easy to use, and is widely used in combination with PHP. It's the default database system most hosting companies provide with PHP. The built-in PHP functions that we'll be using in this chapter are designed to work exclusively with MySQL, but PHP is capable of working with a wide range of other databases. Consult this page in the PHP online documentation if you're interested in working with another database. But the rest of this chapter assumes you're using MySQL. And the first stage is to build the database table and import the data. It's a simple operation that involves little more than loading a file into MySQL. Working directly with MySQL at the command line can be rather daunting, so most people use a front-end tool such as this one, phpMyAdmin. It's a web-based interface that's automatically installed by most all-in-one PHP MySQL packages, including XAMPP, MAMP, and WAMP. If you're using a different front-end, you'll need to adapt the following instructions. So let's create a new database for this project. You can use an existing database if you prefer, as long as it doesn't have a table called arrangements. So in the home page of phpMyAdmin, click the Databases tab, and then in Create Database, type Hansel and Petal. And that needs to be all one word. There should be no spaces in there. You can leave collation as it is, and then just click Create. And that's created our database. So we need to select that database. Hansel and Petal, we can just click that link that's appeared there, jumps to the database, and there are no tables in the database. The table that we're going to use will be created automatically by an SQL file that I've created. So we need to go to the Import tab, click that, and then browse your computer, choose File, click that button, and we need to go to the H&P_check folder. So let's find that. I've got it in my XAMPP folder and in htdocs. Of course, the location might be different where you are. H&P check, and then the 06_01 folder, arrangements.sql. Select that, click Open, and then down at the very bottom, click the Go button. Import has successfully finished. Click Structure. We can see that there is now a table called Arrangements, and if we click Browse, we can see what's in our database. So we've now got a database table to work with, but you also need a MySQL user account that's capable of accessing the Hansel and Petal database. If you're using your own existing database, you can use the existing user account, but for the purpose of this course, I'm going to create a new user account. So click the Home button for phpMyAdmin, and then click the Users tab at the top. Then in Users, Add User, and the username, I'm going to call it PHP Web Des, and then Host, select Local from the Host little menu there, and the password, I'm going to use a really simple one, Linda, all lowercase. And you need to retype the password, and then go all the way down to the bottom. On the right-hand side, there is a Go button. Click Go. And we've added a new user, but we need to give the user some privileges. So there is the PHP Web Des user. Click Edit Privileges. And we ignore this first set of options here because that would give access to all the databases on the server. We don't want to do that. Down at the bottom is add privileges on the following database. And if you open that little menu, you should be able to find Hansel and Petal. And that gives us the privileges for this particular database. And all we need are select privileges. Once you've done that, click Go. And that completes the setup for the rest of this chapter. You're now ready to connect to a database using PHP.